for you. If you don't mind, of course.
Artemis, guide my hand. Let me have it.
Take that chaos room. Hopefully he's got something good for us.
I've not seen the goddess Nyx in quite some time.
That'll work.
Power of Olympus.
I wish I had more to say, by the way. And Nemesis is like the one that I don't play.
Oh, okay.
My 3 weapons is Spearbow Rail, or Spearbow Fist.
Well, I am going to be going Demeter and then Achilles for the other two, so
I
you'll
can
have a
talk
lot to say
forever
then.
about. Yeah, I was gonna say I could talk about those two. I can't. I just don't play Nemesis.
Yeah. So we do have the ability to reroll some of our boons here. I'm actually going to stay with the strong drink here because this is it's a rare version, and if you're going to take it, this is the time to take it because it means we will get about 20% bonus damage by the time we get to the final fight. And that's assuming we don't run into other chambers along the way. And Aphrodite is actually great to see because there's a good chance we'll be able to set up the Heartran duo once we get a little further along. And that will basically mean that any foe that we inflict weak on, which I'm probably going to do with none of those.
What else we got?
We'll do Heartbreak Strike, and by inflicting weak, we can basically take our crit chances that much higher.
Payment in full.
And we'll grab that special damage boost because one of the things about Nemesis is if you special,
Let's go, lads.
didn't get them both, but that's okay. That triggers the increased crit chance for your next 3 strikes, in addition to any other boons you have.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say, young man?
Deuce being creepy as he does. I think I'm going to go electric shot here. Ideally, I'd like to maybe get Athena to fill out the pool because of using her special as a way to chuck projectiles back, and for the potential of her duo with Artemis, which basically means that anytime I hit a deflection, the enemy I deflected is now also more vulnerable to crits.
More ringers. Nice.
Why not? Let's see what we got in this trial room.
Thanks to you, young man.
All right, take lightning reflexes. Throw out some more lightning.
He won't stand for this. Need to press on.
And there we go. And let's see if we can get something a little different. There we go. Premium vintage and afterparty are both good. In this case, I'm taking the premium vintage because it'll also give us essentially an extra pomegranate.
Always a pleasure, kid.
And let's see.
Hate to be ungrateful
Kind of hoping to
here.
grab pressure points, but I'll take exit wounds.
The power of the gods.
Buff our dash strike. I was hoping we'd run into a hammer, but we'll hopefully get one of those in Tartarus or Asphodel. Ah.
All right. We have one dog pet. Subtle Bob donates $10 saying pet dog, please.
We will do so at our next opportunity.
Got her.
Remember, every $10, one more pet. Cerberus needs those. He has a very hard job.
Enjoy the searing heat of Asphodel.
Alright, so we'll throw Athena in there, see if we can get her special. Meh, nothing in the well that's that exciting or worth doing the blood price. And I don't want to wash anything off yet. And the nice thing is, because we have the strong drink, we got the full heal plus the buff. Sadly, no time to fish. We got marathons to save.
Easy. It's Hermes.
And let's see what Hermes has for us. Perfect. Hyperdash is great.
Time to pick up the pace.
Makes us faster, makes us sturdy, so we are harder to stun out of attacks. And if we get the rush delivery, we will get a ton of bonus damage because of every time we dash with hyper sprint, our speed is increased by 100%.
Hey Archer, looks like you're playing some Hades. You going fast?
Indeed. We're working on it. So this Matt's Brutal, another Hades runner who was able to join us. And yeah, we're doing a Nemesis run, and I was just about to mention, because I'm using the community mod pack, the first hammer you get is always set by the mod pack for each aspect. And in this case, it's double edge. Our dash strike is going to hit twice, and it gets extra damage. And that's part of why I made sure to take Hunter Dash from Artemis and keep leveling that, because those damage bonuses will stack.
Yeah, it's one of the really nice things about the mod pack is the hammers. It makes certain weapons, particularly Nemesis, and I would say Achilles, a lot more viable to run because they rely so strongly on those powerful hammers. Double Edge in particular straight up just lets you hit twice with every dash strike and adds another 20% bonus. So it's just a ridiculous buff. So largely, archer is going to be trying to do dash strikes, or that like thrust forward to get that big damage potential. And
I'm
these,
taking a minute here to get her special and hopefully open up the duo for the extra deflects when you make what you call it, deflect and get better crits.
Oh yeah,
words are hard when I'm fighting the power couple.
Yeah, Deadly Reversal. Actually, you're going to need another Artemis boon to unlock Deadly Reversal. Hunter Dash doesn't open it.
Oh, did they change that? Crap.
It only the ones that have crit chances on them. So Hunter Dash has no crit chance, so it's just a damage boost. But it's still a pretty strong special to have as you go into Eurydice here.
Yep, and nice to get a free room right after that mini boss fight, so we can bump some things up.
Yeah, forgive me if I'm repeating things because I just got here and hopped in. But free rooms is what these call these. There's a set amount of chambers in every biome, right? So chambers that we don't have to do combat in, we call them free rooms. We like those. We want to see as many of those as possible. Eurydice is a story room that gives a lot of different. Probably one of the stronger story rooms just as far as boosts go. The thing that Archer took there was 4 palms, so 4 boons randomly got increased in damage or effectiveness, which is really, really good. Another good option to take there would have been the Ambrosia, which would have raised the rarity of the next 3 boons that they pick up. And that would have been really good for guaranteeing a stronger Hermes in particular, but the palms are also strong. It's just one of those things where Eurydice has some really strong, really good options to choose from.
And now we're getting ready to go into the Lerny fight, which is a big reason why we took extreme measures too. You know what? Epic resist damage. I'm going to take that, and we'll grab that Euro for some health. Do either of you want to explain the extreme measures too here?
How's the old neck holding up?
Yeah, I can. So, yeah, there's heat. Archer, have you explained any of the heat yet? Or should I go over that?
We talked about my mirror setup for the heat.
Okay, cool. So yeah, then Extreme Measures 2, this is why we have it. It turns the fight here into essentially a lot smaller arena. There's a lot more hazards at play, like the lava that's here, and you have to dodge a lot more things. But normally this is really spread out. You have to run from head to head, as you can see in these kind of interim phases here, where tiny Hydra heads spawn. And if they're all grouped up like this, it's a lot easier to just dispatch them very quickly. Having said that, oftentimes we, as we call it in the community, pay the Lerny tax, where you often lose a DD here, especially on these melee weapons that you have to go out into the lava to do damage. But you know, it's still yep. There's the Lerny tax. It's still well worth it though, as a time save.
And
this
there
is
goes
not nice. Not an easy fight, really. Even speedrunning. To do Lerny cleanly is one of the harder fights, I think.
I also do bingo runs sometimes, and every time fight Lerny without taking damage comes up, I just cringe because I know that ain't happening.
Yeah, no, it is actually. It's very difficult to pull that off.
What do I get?
See if we can get one. Okay, nice.
Onward.
Okay. And as we are going here into the final biome, well, excuse me, it's not the final biome. Styx is the final biome, but the longest biome, Elysium. This is where runs kind of go to die. There's been a lot of RNG so far, even with the mods. And once we hit Elysium, there's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of enemies that can spawn for a long time. They're more powerful, they have more health. There's just a lot that can go wrong in Elysium. But the first chamber with these large chariots is a good first chamber to see. one of the biggest pieces of RNG that still remains in modded categories is the enemies that you get. You want to see good enemies, and good enemies are ones that have a high value. Essentially, enemies will keep spawning until the room's value is met, and every enemy has a different value associated with them. So the big chariots, they're worth a lot. They don't spawn for very long. We only have to kill a few of them, and then we're out of here. Hopefully that luck persists and we keep getting good enemies. We'll see. More large chariots. I think I might be on a slight delay, so you're probably seeing the large chariots before me, but
It's okay.
another good room.
Good enough to eat.
Right, second hammer.
And the second hammer on the sword actually isn't all that impactful. There's not too many good ones once you got double edge. So we're hoping for something like piercing wave or breaching. We'll see what we get.
Let's say I would not mind breaching slash when every damn enemy in Elysium is covered in armor.
Yeah, it really does speed things up. It speeds sticks up as well. It's not a bad hammer. We do actually want to see armored enemies. If I'm talking about enemy RNG, that yellow health, they have more health, larger health pool. It also means they have a higher value. They're worth more. So armored enemies, fewer of them will spawn. So in general, we definitely want to see those armored enemies, which might be counterintuitive. More HP is actually a good thing.
Oh, okay. That selection was not great, but we'll work with it. So.
Yeah. See, that can
Supernova.
happen. That could happen on sword. There's a bunch of just kind of stinkers, and some that are actively make your build worse that you want to avoid. Supernova's fine. It makes your special bigger, a little stronger. It's okay.
Butterflies better stay away from me.
Let's see. A second. I'm gonna. You know what? Let's take the epic support fire because, you know. Oh, hey, and it's Patty.
Nice, another free room. A little more impactful free room. You can also get shop out of Patty, which is really good to see. There's certain rooms that you can and cannot get shop out of.
Thank you.
Speaking of.
Nice. Yeah, we don't want to be missing our mid shop. That's a free room that we should be getting in every biome. Sometimes the RNG falls in a way that we miss it, and that's always really frustrating when we don't get our almost guaranteed free room.
Rot.
Nice pressure points, a little more. What's it called? Crit chances.
Stop blocking that. There you go.
There's the shields. Great shields. They are really obnoxious. A little tip for great shields, for all you aspiring Hades runners out there. When they spawn in, they always spawn in facing the right. So if you position yourself to the left of them while they're spawning, you'll always get some hits on that they can't block, and you can dispatch them faster.
In the name of Hades.
That's actually true of any enemy. If you're trying to get backstabs in early, stand to the left of them.
Come on. No. Dang. Okay. Well. Really hoping rush delivery there, but oh well.
Yeah, rush delivery was what Archer was talking about earlier when they picked up the first Hermes. It would have really boosted our damage, but it's okay. Hermes is fickle. He has a lot of boons to offer and only a few good ones. He's kind of a make and break part of Hades speedrunning. We either get good Hermes or we don't. and sometimes you just got to work with having nothing, having nothing from Hermes.
Delicious.
These
Did
are
you have an
also some-
option for bonus stashes there? I missed the roll because I
No, the
looked
only
down
other
at my cat.
in the first set we had an option for the rare move speed, and the other two were just useless, and that's why I decided to reroll.
Hmm.
All right, well, parting shot will work.
Also, hi Elf.
Hi, what's up, Mads?
Care for a
Hey,
rematch?
let's go do some heroes.
Yeah. For those in chat who are not aware, I am also a Hades runner, but I specialize in the fists, not the sword. So,
Which is funny because usually I'm a fist runner too, but you know.
3 weapons, you got to run 3 of them.
oh, Hera Eris fist. Sometimes splash Achilles in for fun.
Also Beowulf.
Yeah.
Beowulf is very tasty, especially with the right setup.
Bayo shield is disgusting.
Yeah, why? Like Nemesis is quote unquote meta, one of the meta weapons, but that's largely just because of all weapons we have to run a sword. It's the best sword, and it's a strong weapon. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's like one of the more popular aspects across the community.
What's funny is I was starting to run it before it got cool, so you know I feel like I'm ahead of the trend for once.
True.
I mean, I've been around for a while, and Nemesis has always kind of had its niche.
Yeah.
Or its niche. Niche is how you say that word, Grace. So a lot of people will run it as their sword because it is the best sword. But there was a stint where people were pushing down the times for it, and it became one of the faster weapons on the boards. But
True.
of course, once people figured out that those strategies work for every weapon, it was quickly overtaken by Hera and Beowulf once again because they are just genuinely the best weapons in the game.
Yeah, that's a good point, and like you can just look at Routed to see how like that was theoretically what we thought was going to be the fastest was
Yep.
Nemesis, right?
Yeah, the Nemesis route was, I think it's still the most popular route in terms of the actual numbers on the board,
Yeah.
but the Beowulf route is faster because Beowulf is good. And
Yeah.
then currently Hera has the world record, right? Croven's got it?
I think so.
We're also specifically talking IGT any heat. The current world record for 3 weapons modded is held by 185, which is a Japanese runner, and I believe he did Achilles.
Yes. Which
he did
is
Achilles, Eris, Hera, I think is his run.
Yep, that's
that
correct.
sounds
And
right to me.
that's kind of 1A5's trademark. Definitely are the strongest
yeah.
Achilles runner. And which is kind of cool. Like we're talking about what are the strongest aspects, what do people run? Part of it is like run whatever you want. If you're thinking to play this game, it doesn't really like
As of today. No, that happened today. Yeah, as of today, every single aspect has a sub 6.
Really? Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait, Gilgamesh? Wait, what was the last one?
Good. Let me go into a non-cord and find it.
Oh, was it an Anke?
No, it wasn't a non-K. It was, no, excuse me, not sub 5. It's all aspects are sub 20.
Okay.
The last one left was Chaos, and Cyruvius got it at, like, 10 a.m.
Oh, cool. I haven't been plugged
the last one was,
much
the last one was Chaos Shield that was left, and Cyruvius got a 619 on it earlier today.
Awesome.
And then...
everything can go fast, while there's things that are meta and like easier to make go fast.
Yeah, and Cherry almost sub 6'd Gilga. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking of. Gilgamesh is at a 613 now.
Dang, Hades gaming. A lot of Hades gaming happening. Oh, Temple of Styx. The mechanics.
Go for it.
Yeah.
There's so basically
doing the work.
So basically, we need to find the Satyr Sack to give to Cerberus. So he'll let us pass. It'll be down in mods it's going to be guaranteed the second chamber we go down. If it's unmodded, it's between 2 and 5. We don't like doing 5. We've got sick of it over the course of time. Got real old, so we modded it to just make it in 2. So the first chamber that Archer went down, guaranteed that it was a mini boss chamber. Those are faster to clear than normal rooms. So cleared that out, and for the second one, she selected whatever she wants because she knows she won't have to fight the last chamber. So after all these tiny little rats are cleared out, we'll get the Zeus and go on to Hades.
I might take a quick detour into the little shop here just to grab the remaining boons here. Damn, I was hoping Heartrend was going to pop. That's all right.
Oh yeah. I'm on a delay. I'm looking at you picking up Zeus, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sorry.
No, it's my fault.
We give Cerberus the sack because he's a good boy. As long as you guys keep donating, we'll give him some pets after this run. And
Correct.
now we go to work on our daddy issues.
But yeah. Anyway, what we were saying earlier is every aspect is good enough to get a top time. There are just distinctive aspects that are just
Then the seas belong to my brothers.
faster because of the damage output and or bad coding.
Yes. There is no glitches in Hades, the video game. Everything works as intended.
Nope, everything works as intended. Definitely not Beowulf being glitched. Nope, not the reason it's the best weapon. Nope. The best part is Supergiant totally knows and has not fixed it because
they
just
love
don't
us. They love us. That's what I like to think.
Supergiant is full of very nice people.
Yeah.
So the Hades fight, the big thing here is the first phase. There is a move that Dad can do called Darkness. He disappears and reappears 3 to 5 or 6 seconds. I'm not really sure what the exact time frame is. It's kind of random, but it's a waste of time. We can't do damage to him while he's disappeared. So in general, all we can do with this particular build is just lay damage into him as fast as we can, so we avoid those darknesses. There is something that might come up in future runs that Archer might take a different call, the Hades call, that we can do something about that and do some manipulations. But for here, we just have to kind of eat those darknesses if we don't have the damage output to really shred them.
I also need to practice more with Hades Call. That's part of why I take the Acorn more often.
Oh, yeah, the Acorn is completely viable. The Acorn gives 5 free hits in every boss fight, and it's a good item to take. It's really the backup. If you don't take Hades Call into Styx, you will take the Acorn, because Dad does a lot of damage, and eating 5 hits is good.
That wasn't ideal. This is one of the limitations of having to use dash strikes, is you really kind of have to attack at a certain angle, at a certain plane.
Yeah, it's also very unsafe, because when you dash and then you lose, when you do your dash strike, you lose the iframes on your dash. So when you're using a melee weapon like this and you're up in the enemy's face, you're like opening yourself, you're exposing yourself to a lot of damage. So sometimes you have to like weave in naked dashes. Sometimes you have to just position yourself well. It's tough.
Fortunately, I think we got this.
Come on, you got it.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
I haven't seen it happen yet.
That last sweep attack.
Okay, I just saw it happen. Good job. There we go, and that's weapon 1 down.
See you at home. In the name of someone very sore right now.
Not my best clear time, but we got through it. And
Yeah.
now we'll go on to the next aspect, which is going to be Demeter, because punchy.
Yeah.
We like
So
punch.
Demeter Fist is was used to be like a long time ago, like very
I think we
early,
have one dog
very
pet,
early
right?
time. Yeah, we have one dog pet for now. So keep donating if you want more doggy pets. Demeter was what we thought was the fastest aspect back in the day, back in the olden days, back in early access. All right. Anyway, Demeter Fist is what we call an ME weapon. It means we're going to be building Merciful End on it. There's not many other ways to play this weapon. Some people will play Zap Fist. Those people are wrong.
Could use the fists.
No. It's good. It's good enough for FOWO.
So Merciful End. Merciful End sure is a boon. We sure are.
Yeah.
A hard time explaining Merciful End without just laughing.
So, yeah, keep going, because...
You're good. So the way the Merciful End works is it is a duo boon between Athena and Ares. What we are going to do, or what BZ is going to do is pick up here a Ares attack, preferably of a higher quality. Nope, always common. Always as it is. So we have 3 things we really want. We want Ares attack, we want Athena special, and we want Athena dash. And then from there, we just want Merciful End. And that's just it. Everything melts, everything dies. Generally, from Chaos, we're going to be looking for either attack damage or damage to
Boon
boon
rarity.
rarity is really big on that too. I like the extra attack damage or damage to undamaged foes because burr.
Yeah.
But boon rarity is a big one too. But yes, basically the goal is to get Merciful End as quickly as possible. Ideally, we'll get Athena naturally here in Tartarus. If we don't, we can force her in Asphodel, but that would make our Merciful End incredibly late, and that's just not a fun time because we want her damage for
If we get it, yeah.
if we even get it. But we really want that damage for the Athena.
And one of the things about Merciful End as well is there's a lot of really needy builds in this game. Like, everything is a high roll once you get a high level. But the thing about Merciful End is not only is it needy, it hits a lot of different boons, it needs them in the correct order as well.
Yeah.
To really go fast. We can make it go fast without that stuff, right? There's things we can do, but to really kind of optimize it. And it's not the end of the world. We want to be seeing Athena, but it's not the end of the world to see Demeter and some other gods. We want to fill up our god pool up to at least 3 if we don't see Athena in Tartarus. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Artemis here.
I think the ideal
No, go shop.
I would say late. I was gonna say shop. Take shop.
Yeah,
we might see our Athena in there.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's fine. Taking the Artemis is good too.
Still a good one to have, especially.
Yeah, I was gonna say your ideal build. If you get the 4 gods you so desire, you want Ares and Athena, obviously. But your next is Artemis and Zeus. Because pressure points and Hunter's Mark are bonkers. Because pretty sure it makes you can have your Doom crit.
Yep.
Pressure point makes Doom start to crit.
Yeah, pressure points makes Doom start to crit. And then the reason Zeus is fun is Zeus call for the extra damage where you kind of need it. And then Zeus cast is one of the better casts with this build. Because Jolted is busted. And Jolted will always be busted.
Yeah. Yeah. And Artemis is just busted too, right?
Artemis is just busted, people.
Crits are really good. Hunter's Mark in particular,
I was gonna say,
it would be something.
Pressure point Hunter's Mark is busted.
It basically gives you, after you do 1 crit, you can snowball those crits into like a bunch of them. And like you said, the Doom procs can crit literally. Well, I shouldn't say literally every instance of damage, but almost every instance of damage in this game can crit. Like some really random things, like Curse of Drowning doesn't crit, I think, or something. Like there's a handful of things, but
I think it's Rupture. I think it's specifically Rupture can't crit.
Really?
In terms of, I don't know, maybe because Rupture has to do, not Rupture. It's something on Poseidon. It might be Curse of Drowning.
I think it is Curse of Drowning.
But I know there's a specific instance of Poseidon damage that can't crit, and it's just because of how it's coded. And it's either Breaking Wave can't crit, or it's Rupture can't crit. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, everything works as intended in Hades, right? Everything works exactly as intended.
Yeah, everything works exactly as intended, but you know what I can do?
Oh,
I can call in the cavalry on that one.
There we go. There's Defiant Flourish.
Oh, perfect. Nice. Okay, so that's actually really huge. So we have the prerequisites for Merciful End, the Athena special, and then the Ares attack. And getting that here also allows us to take the Athena keepsake into Asphodel, which is huge because we're going to both need Merciful End, like we said, but we also really want Athena Dash. And like once we get it put together, we can explain how it works and things. But for now, those are the components we're looking for. I feel like whenever Merciful End is run in a marathon, like Athena just shows up. I have never seen her not show up.
That's a nice time to her.
Hope she's not mad.
Boom. Yeah, keepsake.
Which one?
Yeah, let's boost our attack with the jerky.
Should be useful.
Hydrolite, because why not? Off we go.
Seagull says it actually works on almost everything. The only thing that he cannot think of it working on is Explosive Return.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yep, Explosive Return is the only thing that he knows can't crit. But a lot of stuff only does 2 times instead of 3 times. So we might be mixing it up with that.
That might be.
And the things that only do 2 times instead of 3 times are all of the, like, things like Trippy Flare, or Trippy Shot, stuff like that. So, like, big AoEs.
Right.
But yeah, I went to... For those who are not a part of the Hades community, like us, Seagull is one of the people responsible for this mod pack and one of the better runners in the community, and is also a font of absolutely worthless knowledge.
We're coming up on our first Hermes here. Like with the Nemesis Sword, we're either looking for hyper sprint into rush delivery, or just as good probably extra dashes on fists.
Yeah.
We want those too.
If rare or epic extra dashes pops, that's probably where I'll go.
It's probably worth it to just take common dashes here as well. Save your rolls for ME and Impending Doom and stuff.
Yeah, all of these kind of suck, but we'll take the move speed bonus.
Yep.
And
So-
go to shop.
So, like Matt's just mentioned, one of the other boons we're eventually going to be looking for is something called Impending Doom. Which, what Impending Doom does, is it makes your Doom take slightly longer to proc. But because of that, it instead deals a significantly higher amount of damage. Like, I think common is 80% or something crazy.
Common starts at 60%.
Yeah, common
but if
60.
you get
Okay.
a palm in it, it immediately jumps to 85.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking of. I knew common was around 80 usually by the time I'm done with it.
Oh.
And
Do we get it here?
Do we get it? There it is! Alright, so we do not have Divine Dash yet, but that is okay, because at this point we have Merciful End. Now, back to what I was saying about Impending Doom. So it makes our Doom last longer, right? You'd think that'd be bad because we want to go fast. Well, here's the thing about Merciful End. Merciful End says, anytime you deflect, Doom instantly procs. So the way that this build now works is we run around punching everything, and then for now, we special once and it melts. Because we instantly get that full damage from Doom with no delay.
And actually, something that I think is forgotten often, we not only get the full damage from Doom, it increases it by 40 damage as well on top of it.
Oh yeah, that too. I always forget that little tiny
I know.
bonus.
I mean, it's significant really, but yeah.
It adds up.
It's obscene. Speaking of like early access and stuff we're talking about, it used to be that Divine Dash was a prereq for Merciful End, and that basically meant Merciful End was everything. Like you could run it almost on everything, right?
You ran Merciful End on basically everything but rail at that point.
Yeah. And you could even do it on rail.
Yeah, you could do it on rail. I've seen ME Hestia runs.
Yeah.
So good, we got epic dashes. Let's go. Okay. So now, the reason that we are talking about Divine Dash and why it's so important. Also, by the way, that Divine Dash thing lasted until patch 1.37. That's when they took it out. There's Dash! We're locked and loaded! Okay.
Yep.
So, the reason Dash is so important for this build, at the end of the day, actually, is because, as you can see, we're once again doing a bunch of Dash strikes. Now, like I said, deflect damage procs our Doom. Which means anytime we anytime we Athena dash into something that's marked with Doom via, our dash strike that just applied Doom, guess what goes off? Our Doom.
Yeah.
So we are basically instantly proccing it now. All just in the matter of a second.
And Merciful End builds can be run on a number of weapons still, particularly, I guess sword and fists in particular, but it's kind of really associated with fists more than any other weapon, I would say, because we can put Doom onto things and then dash through them so quickly with fists, right? It just gets the Doom there and procs it so quickly and so fast, especially when you have extra dashes like Archer has right now with +3. You just go back and forth. It's really good. It's also really good on sword. And you can run it on some of the shields and things. It's like, there's ways to run it in other places, but it's definitely the fist kind of build.
Enough of this place.
I guess spears as well. I guess Emmy's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, like when my last run is gonna be Achilles, and I'm probably gonna do an Emmy build on that, unless I get weird and decide to do lightning phalanx. But
throwback, like a Poseidon build.
I like lightning.
That could be fun. That could be fun. I do too.
So for the record, that question has started a hot debate.
Oh, nice.
About
in the Discord
critting in the Discord.
I was so sure that it did. Chris Brownie didn't, but
because now it's everyone. Now everyone's going. Yeah, it's definitely just explosive return as far as we know. But why is it only explosive return? Like Thanatos can crit. Hang on. Why is it only explosive return? Amir? Ooh, explosive upper. Oh, flying cutter's also really good.
I like flying cutter because it basically gives us not only an enemy trigger but a movement tool.
Yeah,
which can be really handy.
Yeah, I just like explosive upper because it makes a really big explosion.
Well,
because numbers big numbers. That's why I like it.
Big number makes serotonin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like MA builds.
All right, there's Hunter's Mark. Ooh, Ares in a fountain. Let's see if we can get some good luck.
Yeah, we're gonna want a pending Doom because of what Grace explained before,
On the first
bigger numbers.
one.
None of these.
No, the second one, but there's epic slicing shot or go for the reroll.
Reroll. What else do you need? You don't need anything else.
It's true. It's true. Oh, epic impending doom, ladies and gentlemen. The party is
There we go.
on.
Oh my Jesus.
That'll especially help patch up. We kind of talked about it briefly, but having white or common Doom is really not great. It's a pretty low number compared to what epic Doom could be, but with palms and 3 dashes and a purple impending Doom, really patches it up.
Yes, I'll happily take a chocolate scan.
If you can make yourself at home in such a place.
Daddy.
Yes. We'll just take that global attack damage buff.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
yeah, no, so basically what happened is in the chat that I put it in, Tonus is going, wait, I thought Zeus Bolts didn't crit. No, that was 1.0. Oh god.
That's funny.
So for your humor, I've got like three different people arguing over what does and doesn't crit with pressure points. All that matters is Doom does, and therefore Doom give a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the point is Doom crits?
Yeah. You don't really need to know how this game works on a really minute level. Just big numbers, good, go fast. In some ways, playoff vibes.
The only reason I know how this game works on a minute level is because I hang out with Musaeus and Seagull.
True.
I am a
The-
perfect example of a runner that knows nothing but has a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that matters, dude. We're here to have fun. Yeah. No, me and Seagull made an entire mod to make fishing % possible from a fresh pile.
Nice.
So, like, that exists, Hades runners, if you would like it.
Oh
I
man,
love
this is
that.
a brutal 34 to step into.
Oh, no, is it
Yeah.
a... Oh!
It's alright.
Unarmored
We're at least
swordsman.
clearing them out quick.
So, while we sit here for the next 3 minutes, I am going to explain why this is a terrible room. Mads can probably help. This is a more minute thing, too. So the way that enemy spawns in rooms work is each room has a point value. So each room is assigned a certain number of points, and that's how many enemies can... And enemies are assigned a point value themselves. So the room can say, alright, I am allowed to have 50 points in this room. So 50 points worth the enemies will spawn. Naked swordsmen, which is what we're seeing here, have a very, very, very low point value. So a lot of them spawn.
Keep me going.
So many of them spawn. And they're slow, so it takes forever. It's the worst. It's absolutely awful. Curse of Vengeance. Oh, Curse of
Yeah.
Vengeance, 100%. Curse of Vengeance, more Doom? Let's go.
More Doom.
More Doom? Like, we're just slowly rolling this Doom build. This build's beautiful. But yeah, so certain enemies, like those big chariots like we were talking about earlier, have very high point values. So, same thing for the louts, which are the big fat guys in Tartarus that, like, jump at you.
Right.
They have very high point values. So seeing louts very early means you're only going to get, like, 2 enemies in a room, and it's great.
Yeah. And you kind of like, we know what the bad ones are. It's like
Yeah.
the Naked Witches in Tartarus, the Bloodless in Asphodel, the Swordsmen, and now basically the blue dudes.
Yeah, in
the
Elysium.
Chariot. But like that completely changes, right? Putting some armor on them. Like
Yeah.
Armored Witches in Elysium is the 100% the best thing to see. Unarmored Witches sucks. They're bad, right? So you
Yeah.
kind of learn as you play what you're looking for. Thing is, you really don't have much control over it, so you can't literally let it get to it either. But it can help you like preempt where things will spawn, how long they'll be spawning, where you should position yourself. So there's some minute like stuff that knowing this kind of how the spawn mechanics work allows you to preempt some things and play a little differently.
Yeah, and once you get, like, much deeper into it. There are also, this is a really weird one. I don't know if Mads does this in their runs yet, but you can spawn manip where things appear by standing really close to a wall, because enemies typically do not like to spawn off of your screen if they're a melee type.
Yeah. So we have, if you are learning to run this game out there, anyone, we do have a pretty comprehensive guide of every single chamber layout and where some optimal places to position yourself for spawn manips are, as like a starting point. But once you really get into it, you realize you can't always use those specific spots. You have to like improvise on the fly, and really understanding where the spawns are, how they spawn in, how different enemies work can allow you to do that kind of on the fly a little more effectively. But
so
when in doubt, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, so far this Styx has been beautiful because we have not had tiny rats.
True. Nope, none yet.
No tiny rats. So so how we were talking earlier about rooms having specific values assigned to them, that even ooh, I have the hiccups. Sorry, that even extends here into the Styx tunnels. The Styx tunnels have point values. So tiny rats are the thing you don't want to see in Styx because they spawn forever and they have a really long spawn animation, and then you kind of sit there going, please just get out of the ground so I can kill you in one shot. Generally you want to see the big rats or bothers.
Yep.
Alright, there's a couple of tiny rats in this room, but they were accompanied by snake stones, so they aren't really an issue.
One last thing about spawn manips. If you're learning, you don't need to know the intricacies of it. Just stand next to a wall. You'll probably get good enough results for a while until you really need to learn it a little more consistently.
Yeah, while I was actively running, I was in the process of learning the spawn manips, and really, it really just is just standing. If you're standing next, like, it'll force your camera into a smaller area, and again, like we said, the basis of that is things just would rather spawn on camera, so they'll tend to spawn a little closer to you, and it's easier to get to them. Unless they're the pests in Tartarus, and then they're gonna spawn in a pile of pots.
Yeah, and not
move, and then you're just not gonna be able to find them for 30 seconds while you go, where is this guy? I'm glad that's not just a me problem.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
So many times.
It's just that one specific room that has the bridge thing down the middle, and then the two like positions for a well and whatever other thing on the right side to spawn. Like that room in particular is the worst.
They just get into the pots, and then they're the same color as the pots, and you're like, where is this guy? Who are you? Where have you gone?
Okay, you're seeing a lot faster damage application. This fight, you can kind of compare it to that previous dad fight. We have a pretty decent build put together, particularly and these crits. There's been a couple Doom crits actually on that first phase, so this has been really good. The other thing is that since we have Athena's dash, we talked about with the sword. When we did the dash strikes, we lost our iframes, which made sword really dangerous to play. You had to really manage your health and your positioning. We have Athena dash, so we have iframes on our dash strikes. So you kind of just YOLO.
Not only do we have iframes still on our dash strikes, our dash strikes send damage back if it hits us during those iframes.
And you can
we just deal more damage.
Anything. You can reflect any. So I think there's a misconception just based on how things are like worded that deflecting is only like projectiles. Everything can be deflected, like melee hits. Whatever.
The only thing in the Hades fight that cannot be deflected is the rings on the ground that give you boiling blood. They do not deflect back into Hades. They only deal. Oh no!
Yeah. I zigged when I should have zagged.
Hey, that's
your
all
name
right.
is Zacharias.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was really hoping there was going to be another Athena boon in Styx to get a Death Defiance back, and unfortunately we didn't.
That's all right.
So
we don't have any more dog pets, but you can pet the dog for good measure if you want.
You know, that's a good point. I was going to get ready for. I was going to say, I know since the marathon has been running behind, I was going to say to.
I mean, we made it to Dad. It counts.
It counts.
Just pet the dog. Just pet the dog for good measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can move on to our third weapon and chat about it. You said
Yeah.
you're doing
Achilles.
Achilles?
So
Achilles.
Oh,
so I don't
I would like to see some cast Achilles, but I'm
you know what? I can be talked into a lightning phalanx build. Actually, wait. If I'm going to do that, I better switch my back to Infernal Soul because
Yeah, please
one
do.
cast with one stone is bad.
Yes, if you're doing it. So you can see us adjusting the mirror a few times. We can actually talk about mirror really quick because I don't think we talked about that yet. So mirror is something you progressively unlock throughout the game. Obviously, when you're running things like 3 weapons, any heat, all of that, you're running on a maxed out file. So everything in the mirror is unlocked. So what we set in our mirror typically will affect just the base abilities of Zagreus, our character, and what he can do. One of those is either Stygian Soul or Infernal Soul. Stygian Soul gives you a single cast that just regenerates over time. So it works pretty well with weapons that aren't reliant on its cast. But for those weapons that are reliant on casts, like Beowulf, Hera, Achilles, and other such cast builds, you actually want to take the Infernal Soul, which gives you 3 cast stones that you have to go and pick up instead. Did I get that right, Mads?
One more time.
That sounded good to me.
yes, I think
Okay.
so.
I was like, I always mix up the names, but I'm pretty sure it's Infernal's the one that has 3 and Stygian's the one that has 1.
Yeah. Yep, you got that right.
Yeah.
And on some weapons, it's kind of a preference thing.
Yeah,
like
it really
on
is.
like there's I won't list out all the kind of minute little adjustments that having one or the other does, but like
I
on Eris
won't-
Rail, you can do either, for instance. Yeah.
So I won't lie. Just for the class, since we obviously just switched before this Achilles run. I start most of my 3 weps on Hera, as I mentioned before. I play Hera. So I'll start on the Hera is a cast weapon. It relies on having those 3. And then to save myself the mirror trip, I never switch. So I run Demeter and Eris or Demeter and Achilles with 3 casts as well, despite not often using them. And despite the fact that Stygian sometimes is better on those weapons. But like, oh man. Yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's kind of sometimes people will, especially for longer runs like this, where you're doing multiple runs, they'll set their mirror up in such a way where they only need to make 1 trip to the mirror or no trips to the mirror, which can also be done with just the order in which you run your weapons. So if you know you're going to need to do a switch, you just go once.
Yeah, or you just like you were saying, do a little less optimal setup.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah,
Teasing an Erebus gate.
I was gonna say, if you do the Erebus gate, I will scream. I know the
boy.
Poseidon is tempting, but it's an Erebus gate, brother.
It is. It is.
Hey, let's quick talk about Achilles' spear too, because a lot
yeah, go for
actually happened. So the kind of gimmick of the Achilles spear is you throw your spear, and you've seen a few times just kind of then like dash to the spear. The next 4 casts or attacks are 50% more powerful after that. So the kind of gameplay is using that special for both movement and to keep that boost up as much as you can. The other thing is, on its own, the Achilles spear, like it's a base weapon, isn't really that powerful. The thing that really makes it go is the hammer that she started with in the first chamber, Flurry Jab. Flurry Jab, as it sounds like it, you just attack faster. It's really fast and it does a lot more damage. So it's really strong, and that's why in mods it's becomes a viable and powerful kind of weapon, because we're guaranteed to get that. The other thing is, Archer has opted for kind of a cast build. So to get 50% boost after we use our special on our
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, they should be able to hear you guys now.
Oh wait, I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Skittles.
All right, if everybody can hear us again, then we can probably get restarted. Sorry for the rough stream layout currently. As y'all could tell if you were with us about 2 minutes ago, something happened to our stream PC. We are trying to get it fixed right now, so we're currently on the backup PC. And we lost the layout. So it's a little gray, but we are here. We are doing our best.
I
oh,
think
hang
it's
on.
charming.
It is. I think. Hang on, I see Zell doing something. Oh, we got a weird timer. Zell. There we go. All right, we got the layout back. We're good to go, guys.
All right.
All right, VZ. Whenever you are ready, you are good to restart.
All right. So 3, 2, 1.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Where were
so we were talking about Achilles and why Achilles is good, and actually, no, I think we were talking about why Phanalix is good.
Oh,
Other
big
than
number.
the fact that I can't say it because I think it's big number gober.
Yeah. If things that are good in Hades, things that make numbers go big, and Phalanx has a big number. And also, if we get what's it called, Lightning Phalanx, the duo between Zeus and Athena, we turn that Lightning Phalanx into it bounces like Zeus cast does, which can
And
be
it
really
still
good.
does just as much damage.
Just as much damage, and it can be really good in particularly like the heroes fight in a few rooms.
Styx.
All the Athena boons.
Styx is really where you see it like go off
like,
in the small
Yeah.
rooms. It's one of the reasons. So I was mentioning previously on our Demeter run that we like Zeus for weapons that are very heavy single target damage, similar to Merciful End. And that's because, like I said, where Merciful End struggles is getting around sometimes, or specifically Fists struggles getting around those small rooms. So being able to throw a single Zeus cast and take out like 10 tiny rats at once is very helpful.
Yeah.
It's satisfying.
And satisfying. But Zeus cast good, Athena cast good,
There we go.
Dio cast good. I think the only like bad cast in the game is actually Artemis.
Yeah.
Cast is kind of.
Oh, Demeter's cast.
Oh, great.
Casually.
You're going to bat for Devcast?
Casually.
Okay, that's fair.
Demeter cast is super fun.
That's true. That's true.
Actually, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Actually,
Also,
you
you
mentioned
know when Demeter cast is fun? Demeter cast is fun when you're playing. Lucifer, and then there's the beams. Beams everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Beams everywhere.
Something real quick, actually. Just because you mentioned Dio cast, and that's a cast that we're not going to be getting, but it has like it has like a reticle that you put on the ground, you throw it in the air, and it explodes. And I just mention it because Archer's playing on mouse and keyboard right now. And I would say maybe the majority of runners run on controller, but there's yeah, a majority of them do, but it's not a clear cut which is better, right? Like something like Diocast is much easier to place on controller. Same with, you mentioned Lucifer. Ooh, Chaos Gate.
Oh no, Diocast is easier to place on mouse and keyboard because the reticle follows your mouse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you can get it where. Oh, you say controller.
Oh, I meant mouse and keyboard.
Other way around.
Yeah. So like there are some specific things where, say, like mouse and keyboard are just categorically better and easier to use, but then there's kind of the trade-off. You don't have 360 movement, for instance, which hurts you in certain places. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily better or worse. So if you want to play or speedrun, you can definitely learn how to do it on either. It's just a kind of a matter of knowing what the trade-offs are, what you're comfortable with, things like that.
I mean, do you want to hear something incredibly cursed that you may or may not know? Depending on how new to the community you are.
Is it going to be Krogan's? Is it going to be Krogan's finds?
It's going to be Krogan finds? Okay, so I don't know if BZ knows this story. Have you been around long enough to have heard the Krovenbind story, BZ?
I have not.
Okay, so
I want to hear.
So it's actually a really short story. So Kroven is the current world record holder for Hades and is a really good player, absolutely amazing. I have been lucky to be in this community long enough to have watched this occur in real time. When Kroven started playing the game, he only played on keyboard.
Not even mouse? Just Kroven?
No, just keyboard!
Yeah,
and his finds weren't even like arrow keys and WASD and the keys around him. No, they were just random keys on his keyboard.
Play it whatever, vibes. Just play however you want. Nothing matters.
Incredibly.
I was joking in one of the practice sessions with a friend. They were like, you see the people that do crazy stuff at SGDQ and things like that, like Celeste on a dash pad.
Yeah.
One of the other things I do a lot is mech games and simulation stuff. We were joking I should figure out how to run Hades on a flight stick and throttle combo.
Do it. Oh my god, do it. Yeah.
Oh, here's some bloodless. These are the enemies that we don't want to see in Asphodel. The little white dudes. They just spawn forever.
But
and
yeah.
Ever.
So when we say you can learn to play this game on literally anything, please understand the guy that has the world record used to play keyboard only. We make the joke all the time that you can see the day Kroven bought a mouse in the little circle that we all hang out in, because we have a little friend circle and Kroven's a part of it. Like I said, I hang out with like Seagull Museus, and Kroven and Tonus and them a lot because we all kind of got into the community at the same time. But we make a joke some days where it's literally you can see when Kroven became good at the game because it's the day he bought a mouse. Because Kroven's times went from being like +10 to like a hydraulic.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's the best option. I didn't want to blow all the rerolls right there.
No, yeah, not worth it. Just hydraulic's just also a good boon. Anything that makes your damage for the chat, anything that makes your damage go up when you're striking an undamaged enemy is honestly just pretty good, because every enemy at some point is going to be undamaged, and it'll just increase your damage over, like, it'll just kill them quicker. Especially in Elysium, because you'll get 2 procs of that off on the blue dudes that respawn, because at a certain point their souls also count as being undamaged. So, it's pretty helpful in Elysium to have damage like that. And Hydraulic Might is nice. Hydraulic Might is the first 15 seconds, or is that the undamaged enemies?
Yeah, it's first 15 seconds.
I mixed up the boon.
Yeah.
There's a different one that does what I was talking about. Ignore me. Hydraulic Might just makes you really strong for 15 seconds, which is
still
even better. That's even better, honestly.
Yeah, it's even better because everything just does more damage, and we're usually not in rooms for more than like 20 to 30 seconds, so you just pretty much demolish it.
So we also have Artemis Attack, which is quite good on Achilles because, and I see you took the Artemis Keepsake looking for that, I would assume. The reason it's particularly good on Achilles, Artemis Attack again gives us crits. It doesn't give us a very high base like attack increase, it's very low. But with our 50% boost, it's multiplicative with crits, right? So number, again, big numbers, right? So we have that 50% boost, try to keep that up as much as possible, and those crits are even more effective. Wow, this Alerni with all the purple heads is really causing me anxiety, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is really not cash money ever.
So we really didn't talk very much about Lerny. Lerny has a couple of different heads that can spawn. I think there's 4 in total, and you can tell which one it is by the color. There's Trans Rights Lerny, which is the one with the curved horns that go from blue to pink.
Ironically, the worst one to get as the center head, which very lame.
Yeah. Then there's just the pure pink ones, the green ones, and the orange ones. You kind of really want to see either. You don't want to see Trans Rights in the middle, because I really don't know what else to call that Lerny because it's just been Trans Rights Lerny for so long in my brain. Because
It's
that
Pride
head
Month.
likes
It's
to bounce.
Trans Rights
It's Trans Rights Lerny. That head bounces around a lot and smashes the ground, and it's just overall an absolute nuisance when you're trying to kill the other ones. But when it's on the outside, it's absolutely fantastic because it comes in to smash you, so you don't have to chase them down, they follow you. Whereas the pink ones are the absolute worst to have on the outside because they're ranged, so they all want to back away from you, so they just go into the lava and you're sitting there like, please come back. I don't want to go out there. Just
And when
come
you're
back.
playing a melee weapon, like, and you're trying to go fast, you have to. You just do. You go
just
on the
gotta
lava,
go
you
stand
get
in
it.
the lava.
And that's not ideal. It's not ideal for a lot of reasons. One, because we like having health and surviving. The other thing is we try to keep our HP above. Shoot, is it 75%? Why can't I think of what when high confidence procs?
High confidence is 80%.
Okay, 80.
Yeah, 80%. I don't think
so-
we're on high confidence. I think we're
Never mind.
I took
using...
thick skin for
for marathon safety.
Hopeful
Oh, that's
not
fine.
What happened on the second run happening?
I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking about. Nothing happened on the second run.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Everything is fine.
Ooh,
Nothing
is
is
that a
real.
natural Zeus for your 4th god?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we'll probably
Sure
try to
was.
take call here. Try to take call here, and maybe if we're lucky, we can get lightning phalanx for the heroes fight. That'd be really great. It's kind of a long shot at this point, but I mean, it's on the table.
Well, I do have Zeus on special, so it's possible lightning phalanx. could spawn here.
I did not realize that. I'm looking at this stream, and I just see a bunch of yellow, and I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Let's see.
There you go. By the way, I asked for that picture of the Crovenbine so I could read them out for you, and that's what I got in reply.
I'm assuming that is something that we cannot say out loud
Uh-oh.
on this channel.
Electric.
Oh man, this is. A horrible
I
thing.
just can't post the picture publicly because Seagull's got an inappropriate name in the server that it's from.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's the picture of the Elmo on fire. Oh, dude! Hades the video game! That's not nice!
That was very freaking cruel.
That was very rude! Oh my god! Did you see that, Mads? Did you get to see that?
I did. Sometimes the game do be like that. We got 2 free rooms offered against each other, so I guess we didn't really explain that.
Yeah.
We didn't really explain that. Oh, nice. LP.
Yay! There it is.
You can only get one instance of any free room offered once. So if a story room is offered against a fountain, you're
You
out of
gotta
luck.
pick
You only
one
get-
or
you
the
don't-
other. Yeah,
Yeah.
you pick one or the other and you suffer. And then same thing. Mid shop, I believe, is only offered once as well.
Correct.
Yep.
So you got to pick mid shop versus whatever. Now, mini boss. Some people will call mini boss a free room, even though it's not really a free room in Elysium because you can get Asterius and
Not on mods though. We're guaranteed butterfly ball on mods.
yeah, you're guaranteed butterfly ball on mods. So you can count your mini boss as a free room technically if you really want to be literal. Because it's such a quick room that a lot of people don't like care.
One of them's going to be mad.
The mini boss can be offered multiple times.
Yeah, there's a different amount in every biome. We have 3 mini bosses in Asphodel and Tartarus. There's 2 in Elysium. Yeah, and there's also another quirk that shop doesn't get offered after mini boss in Asphodel. So if you take a mini boss in Asphodel before shop, you're not getting it ever. And then the other free room, I guess, is Chaos Gates. And Chaos Gates work in their own kind of weird way. They're on a cooldown. So whether you take the Chaos Gate or not, I'm probably going to botch the numbers. I think there's a 10 room cooldown in Tartarus and 8 in the other biomes. I'm not really sure. But once it appears, yeah, it's going to be a while before you see another one. and we're in a trial. So Archer opted to that 2 boons were good enough to compensate for a little longer room here. And I didn't actually see what the first. I assume it was Hunter's Mark that took from
it was,
the first one.
exit wounds, so I can try to get Artemis's legendary with the cast build.
Oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes that's kind of cool. That's not all. It's rare that that's on my radar on an Achilles build. Fully loaded is the boon Archer's talking about. That'll offer 2 extra casts. There's a lot of prereqs that you kind of need from Artemis to get it, so it's really pretty rare that we get them and get fully loaded runs, but it's really strong.
Basically, to get it, you need a combination of exit wounds, pressure points, and support fire. 2 of the 3. And then you also need, like, just a little bit of luck.
Yeah, and part of that is for most builds, for most aspects, I won't make a blatant statement here, but pressure points is the only one that's like really good for speedrunning. Support fire is okay for building call. Exit wounds in general is bad unless it's like Poseidon Sword. So you're kind of taking some suboptimal boons, but it's really having 2 extra casts is quite powerful. Oh, you can speedrun with the Arthur. I've seen in chat. Arthur can go burr. Arthur can make big numbers happen.
Arthur can definitely make big numbers happen, but you're gonna have to make some compromises to get there.
Another room with tiny chariots, little kitties. Kitties take a long time. And I saw something I'll just bring up real quick. Put a palm into the attack, and that was, in that particular situation, that was a good call. But Artemis's boons just scale really, really badly with palms, and different boons have different kind of scaling. Some boons are powerful just because of their scaling is so strong, and I would say like Jolted is one of those boons for sure, amongst others like Tidal Dash and.
Rematch.
Okay, so hopefully the Lightning Phalanx, you can see it do some work here, bouncing around between Asterius and Theseus. Yeah, Theseus phased real quick.
That is how we do that.
Nice. And since we have a call, we can take Acorn again into Styx, which is really good. We've done, like, basically, we're kind of built this for a cast weapon, but it's still very much a melee weapon as well. We've got 3 melee weapons, so having some safety with the Acorn is good.
There's something I can perch here.
Should I take the trade?
You know,
Got anything else?
The dog won't mind.
even a temporary extra cast going into Styx is worth it with Lightning Phalanx because pop, 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 pop.
This build good. Send a tweet.
The Temple of Styx.
I don't remember which one the secret bow is. Oh, I know which one the
Yeah.
secret bow is.
Rama.
Rama.
Alright.
All these tunnels.
I don't like Rama. I hate Rama, actually.
It's very different, and it can be nice. Like, casually, I think it's fantastic. Speedrunning with it takes some serious thought.
My philosophy is the more buttons you press, the faster you should go. And in Brahma, you have to wait around and not press the buttons, and that makes me sad. I want to. There's dopamine when I press buttons.
So true.
Yeah, right there. I don't know actually if I'm synced up, but there's a room with some large rats, and you could really see the power of lightning phalanx bouncing between them.
Yeah, hitting them all for like the last cycle of lightning phalanx, doing like 1,500 damage to each of them is really tasty.
That's the most gigantic weapon I've ever seen.
We got Anthony here, the large rat. So the mods remove one mini boss from Styx. That's the tiny vermin, who we affectionately call Tony. This is Tony's big brother, Anthony. And with Tony out of the picture, this is definitely the longest Styx mini boss.
Fully loaded from Artemis here.
Come try me. I'm empty. Found it fast this time.
Crap, I thought I had pressure points already and I didn't, so. Well,
Oh well.
oh well.
PP good.
A sack fit for a
PP good. PP
If
right.
you good.
PP good. You heard it here first, folks.
Could check the other passageways before I go.
Let's boost up failing shot as much as it lets us. I'll boost up the boiling point, and that way we get as much damage as we can out of the phalanx, and hopefully a lot of calls to help us whittle down Dad.
To get out.
I owe you one, boy. Nice night, no?
I should be getting back to.
Do you remember offhand what your Hermes were this run?
I got
Always
some no, but I can check my build for you when we get to the.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just thinking, because, what's it called? Your casts are so integral to kind of the damage here. Some other kind of Hermes boons become viable and good, dare I say. Particularly Flurry Cast can be good. You get cast out faster, but even better, quick reload. Your casts kind of stick in enemies, which is good for Boiling Blood, but if we want to use our cast for damage, we want to get them back faster. So quick reload lowers the time to get them back.
That would have been great. Unfortunately, I do remember that was an option that did not come up because I was kind of hoping for it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Hermes, like we said, Hermes is fickle. He can make or break runs. More often he breaks them.
Yeah, all right. We got more of that came from.
And also, Lightning Phalanx works kind of weird. Sometimes it just doesn't stick, which is really good. It just bounces off and doesn't stick, so you can pick it up again. It's just kind of coded weird. I don't really know how it works.
And there he goes.
Nice.
For students of
GG's.
I
Woot.
hear that you said beaten.
Did we get any more dog pets while we were taking care of that?
Let me check.
Got you.
No, we did not. We should just pet him one more time for good measure.
I think that's a good plan. But yeah, we had hyper sprint and then side hustle because I couldn't get greater rush delivery or quick relay. But
That's all
yeah, we'll take it. We did the thing.
right.
And I think we deserve a victory, Fish. Nice.
You're mine.
I usually don't fish in marathons, but I think when we're on the last run, the last boss room, and we've beaten him, it's an appropriate move.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go
This is a
catch up
fishing
to-
simulator. A fishing simulator with a roguelite attached, after all.
Absolutely.
I did it, I think.
Yeah. Of course he does. He's the goodest boy there
Like it when you
is.
get pets like this, don't you, boy?
So thanks everybody for joining me and letting me
Yeah.
take this run. Shout outs to the Hades Discord and obviously Elf and Mads here, Seagull and Museus for their work on the mod pack, and it is just a great community. As you can see, anybody can do this. As we've talked about, anybody can do it any way they want. It's a great community. If you've never done speedrunning and want to try it, definitely recommend checking it out. You may find that you get into it and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Now we just
Yeah.
wait for them to take us away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be yeah, everyone can now hear Discord being called, but I'm gonna be time streaming, then we're gonna be right back.